Hello everyone, welcome back to Nagash channel dedicated to Age of Sigma, and in this quick video I just want to give you a bit of an unboxing and a bit of a quick review to my Slaves of Darkness pre-order. So I managed to get a little bit early because, I don't know, I was lucky I guess. None of this is sent to me like by endorsement against Warscroll or anything. It's just my local manager was of my local game store. It's nice to give me it a little bit early so I could have a look at it today, and also I managed to have a quick 2,000 point game with it today as well. I didn't get to the end of the game, but just to play out a few of the new war scrolls. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to do unboxing. So we've got the Star Collector box here, we have got the spells, we have got the Warscroll cards obviously and the tokens, and then we've got the Battletome. This is a limited edition Battletome as well, one of our 850 I want to say, which I believe it is. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do the unboxing of this, and then we're going to look at the spells as well, and we'll look at the book just in case any of you guys want to mainly see the new kits for the models first. We'll get that done straight away so you guys can see that, rather in case you don't want to have a look through all the book, which, like I say, only a quick review, but I will be sort of talking about a few of the changes, some of the more noticeable ones to the war scrolls in this book. And from that game I had earlier, there are definitely some to remember. I thought I read up well about them. There was even some that I forgot what gave a bit of a downside in the game, but it was all good fun. So as is this Slaves of Darkness, we're going to have a little bit of music in the background. Now I'm watching this music on YouTube, so adverts will come in, so I just stop it as soon as it happens. But we'll have it at the start, as I like to see this as Archaon's birthday. So first things first, we are going to have a look at the Start Collecting box, like I say. So I'm just going to move all the other stuff out of the way. Let's move the limited edition there. This is actually a Help Heroes hoodie. It's any sort of black material I could find. I'm actually recording this on my kitchen table as well, which is different to the other previous live videos I did a while back, which was on my hobby desk, which shaked at the time, which wasn't very good for the camera. So hopefully this time will be better, and if it does work, it's something that we could do a little bit later. So Root Snoot says, howdy, hi mate, how are you doing? Nice to see you, thank you very much for joining us and watching. If you've got any questions, anyone's got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm happy to help as much as I can, especially when it comes to these new models. And this is definitely the biggest release. So, okay, it's not the biggest release. What I'm trying to say is this is definitely the release that I have been the most excited about for a long, long time. Slaves of Darkness. Bone Reapers, yeah, they're cool. Ogres, yeah, they're cool. Fleshy Courts, they were cool. A bit too strong in my opinion, but they were cool. Sinesh, nice. But this is where it's really at. So obviously we have the, I haven't really done unboxing before, so this is new. Here's my complete amateur take on it. So here we have the instruction manual, which can't imagine going to take too long, as these are easy to build kits, quick fits. So here we are onto the actual sprues themselves. Now I'm going to start with this one, which I'm going to call the Chaos Lord on Cardadrak, and I'm pretty sure that is pronounced horrendously wrong. But this is the one on the, I think I pronounced that, how do I describe it, as the rhino, dinosaur, crocodile type cat lion thing. And this is him with his mount here. Hopefully you guys can see this all right. So obviously you can see the mount here, see how it all goes together. Nice quick fit, quite a few pieces for this though, so conversion potential, you can, like the head, you know, you can give it a different head if you like to, you know, so there, you can have more than one potentially in your army, for sure. And I'll just do a bit of a close one just so you guys want to, if you can see that, just so you guys can see in case you want to have any ideas, conversions and stuff. Sprue there. So yeah, that's obviously we've got the beastie here, which is not a bad size. I would say this side of him looks like it's a Varangard sort of size, but it's quite a long elongated body as well. So probably bigger than a Dracov, to be honest. And it's a big square beastie as well, you know, it's quite orky in that sense. So it's a nice tough one. Right, okay, so this is him. Agent Sinesh, can you equip the warriors with halberds or double hand weapons? I haven't got to them yet. I'll have a look now. All I'm going to say is I doubt you can, mate. These are quick fit ones, so it's just going to be whatever weapons they have here. I think they've just put those options out there in the Battletome and on the War Scrolls that they can be equipped with them because they used to sell them like that. So if anyone's got any of that, they're not going to feel left out, and because they have started selling those kits. So I'll get to those warriors in a minute. They're right at the bottom. But so we have the knights here, which you can see their lances, the horses, the flail, which the champion can have. Things like the chaos shields. Nice. The horses are the same sort of size as they were before, a little bit more bulky than the current Chaos Knights. The Chaos Knights, though, apart from their capes that are going to make them feel a bit bigger, they're the same size as our current ones. By things, I don't have a current one here to be able to show you, like, you know, size, but they look roughly the same, like helmets and everything. I mean, I've built my fair share of Chaos Knights, shall we say, but these ones definitely look better proportioned compared to the old Chaos Knights, where their legs are absolutely massive. You know, if they just do leg day every day, I don't blame them. You know, good on them. However, they were a bit more in proportion, and that was to fit the horse. As you know, it's an older style then, but these new ones look lovely. I think that's the head for the leader. Also, that's nice. The Doom Knight. So yeah, we have some more Chaos Knight things here, so you guys can have a look at it. But essentially the same sort of stuff. And then we go on the other side. The detail is really, really nice here. It is essentially the good old Warriors of Chaos we know from the world that was and Slaves of Darkness, but it has got a spin of Ever Chosen in there, which is really nice, and that means these guys are going to look great next to Archaon and your Vanguard and Gaunt Summoners, stuff like that. So yeah, really nice way to tie the arm together. Okay, so here we are onto the Warriors. Now I can see already, if you guys haven't all seen from the camera, yeah, you are just going to get shields and hand weapons from here. You're not going to get great weapons or Hellbirds. However, always not lost. You can always just convert your own Hellbird sign, because I mean, the shields, how do the shields work? Okay, the arm is built into the shield, which is a bit of a pain if you want to go with the Hellbirds. Sorry, no, a bit of pain if you want to go for great weapons, obviously, because they can't have the shields. But if you want to go for the Hellbirds, which I personally do like, especially having a unit of 20. If you went for more than a unit of 10, I'd say go with Hellbirds, personally. And you can still do it. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you've got a sword there, but you know, you just cut that off, put a bit of an iron rod through there. You know, you could even just draw into the sword and put that at the end of the armor. You know, there's things you can do. Use Chaos Knight weapons. There's, you know, from the older kits. I suppose you could do it from the lances as well. But yeah, but these models they look so similar to Chaos Warriors in the sense the aesthetic is still there, which I really like. But they also, which they carry that over, which is great. But they just look so much more dynamic compared to the Chaos Warriors we know and love. You know, bless them, but they are very static, which I don't think is the worst thing for them, because I think, you know, it fits their sort of like, you know, Cold Iron Legion feel. However, when you have a load of them next to each other, especially on round basis, there's only so much you can do to try and make them look different. But these you can see all lovely done, which is really, really nice. And yeah, they're easy to build, but so were, you know, the old Chaos Warriors, weren't they? Essentially, you know, it's just the back, the front. But unlike the old ones, they're not always exactly the same. So yeah, we do have that, and the shields are very different. So if you bought multiple packs of these 10, or, you know, obviously the Start Collection box, that's all they're being sold for now. There's stuff you can do. There are, you know, you get more heads than you do need. You get more than 10 heads, as far as I'm aware. So you can give in some variety there. All right, and then obviously you get given the bases. So, you know, like the Chaos Knights are still in the same size base as they were before. They're not going up. Don't worry about that. And then obviously we've got the Chaos Warriors, and these are the same size bases as well. These are 32mm, so that's the same as they are currently. And then you've got the Contract, probably pronounced wrong, on this size base, which is the size base for that's bigger than a Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount, because that'll be that size. So this is more sort of Dracov sort of size, bigger than Vanguard, I think. Pretty sure that is, yeah, bigger than Vanguard. So yeah, that's what we get in the box. And then obviously the start collecting Slaves of Darkness instruction book, very nicely laid out. You know, have all the colours and all that sort of thing, so you can put these together pretty nicely. It'll sort of give you an idea just how easy they go together. You know, the horse is pretty much in 2 pieces. You know, 3 pieces if you include the head. The rider is built into the mount, which some of you may be interested in hearing about that. If you want to try and do some conversions like I've done centaurs for my previous knights, I won't be doing that for these ones, just because it's going to be a bit hard to separate the body of the knight from the mount, because it's actually built into it, as you might be able to see there, or that's a better one there. So a bit of a pain, but oh well, the models as they come are lovely enough. If you really want to do some conversions, you can, work some ways around it. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, as we see there, and then the rest of how to build knights and the Chaos Warriors, I imagine will go together very simply. I mean, this one basically comes in 4 pieces, and that's a champion. They're essentially 3 main pieces, or just 2 main pieces really for these. So yeah, that's cool. That's done, and that is nice. So that is the Start Collecting box for the Slaves of Darkness, which just came out. Now, I know people have been asking, does this mean that we're going to be able to get separate kits for the, this guy, the Warriors, and the Knights? My thoughts on that is, don't get your hopes up. We might do at some point down the line. We should do, or people have been asking, will we be able to get kits that aren't easy to build? And my response to that is, I believe there are a lot of Nighthaunt kits out there that are still not easy. Still easy to build, not like loads of multi-part kits. So you'll be waiting a long time for that, I think. And then also what people have been saying about, I can't wait to get updated Marauders and stuff. Yeah, don't get your hopes up about getting new Marauders. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong, and Game Searcher will massively surprise us, but just be happy you got new models here, new, Chaos Warriors and Chaos Knights and such. Don't be too greedy, essentially. So obviously, that's what we've got at the front. That is obviously the guy with a different head compared to the one they mainly showed us. I preferred him with a helmet, to be honest, rather than bare head. And then obviously this is what we've got at the back here. So obviously telling you a few ways to paints that can be used to paint them to sort of get this effect, and obviously the Warriors, the Knights, and how do we pronounce this then? Cardrak? Yeah, Carcadrak? Yeah, Carcadrak, I think is what it is. So yeah, that's that. So that is cool. Then we're going to move on to the Ender Spells. So just get these up here now. And moving on to the Ender Spells, just open up now. I don't have a knife for me, so hopefully I can do this with my hands. There we go. This is certainly wrapped more tighter than the last one. Come on, you can do this, I probably should have opened it not on camera, that would have been a lot more professional, but here we are indeed. Okay. So, open up now, finally, got this open. Right, okay, so the Endless Spells. So Slaves of Darkness, for some reason, they managed to get Endless Spells, but not scenery. And I'm not going to complain about that too much, because Caesar Sigma and War Clans didn't get either, so I'm not going to complain about that. Be grateful for what you were given. Sorry, I'm watching my video back on to see your comments and stuff. It's my iPad, and I just realised now that it was frozen for a little bit, so hopefully it wasn't frozen you guys watching it. If it was, I do apologise. Don't know how that happened, but it seems to be working again now. It would be really annoying if it did freeze. But if it did freeze and you felt like I missed anything out with the Start Collecting box, let me know and I'll go through it again. Not a problem at all. Right, okay, so what do we get in here? We get... Yep, I've got names for them, as I would have no clue. Otherwise, so we've got the Drakefire Demon Rift, which is going to be the star that spits flaming fire out of you with a very angry face. Can we see an angry face, everyone? There's the angry face, and here's the spitting fire with some skulls. There wouldn't be Warhammer if there wasn't skulls there. So we've got that there. We've got the Realm Scourge Rupture, which is obviously the basically the Slaves of Darkness wall, which a lot of them do get something like a wall. And this one is, as we can see, lots of spikes, lots of skeletons, skulls, everything. And then we get the spikes here, the bigger ones that we put in there. And essentially this just goes across the battlefield, only goes in a straight line, and will hurt everything that it touches. And then we have got the massive chaos symbol here, which is all about basically showing off to chaos. I think this is what buffs your Slaves of Darkness when things die at the end of the turn, but we'll go to that a little bit in the rules just to cover a little bit. So obviously here we've got the instructions, how they go together. So yeah, the Demon Rift is the yeah, essentially it's going to do more wounds to your enemies. So that's basically the offensive one. The Realm Scourge one is offensive as well. So that's more harder to control. And then the Eightfold Doom Signal is going to be the one. I'm not going to read through it all. I'll do that in a later video. But it's essentially a way to buff your army to try and get your Slaves to Darkness to get extra attacks. But you work out if your Slaves to Darkness get extra attacks at the end of a turn, going into the next turn, they would get the extra attack. So it's a little bit. You've got to see if you get the priority or not from remembering from reading that. So yeah, this one got quite big as well. Spells, not bad sizes, goes together well. The detail on that is nice as well. I believe this is made in China. Designed in the UK, made in China. Yeah, so the plastic goes together well. It's not like the first stuff we got from Age of Sigmar, like many years ago, like some of those senior kits. Oh my god, they're horrendous to put together. But yes, so that is that. And then I'm going to go through show the Warscroll cards quickly, and then I'll get to the book, in case you guys are interested to see what the Warscroll cards are. And they are a massive pack. I wasn't expecting this, just didn't really think there was that many Warscrolls. So this is the Warscroll card pack, Warscroll of Darkness. As you can see, it's absolutely massive. The size of this, my Flesh Eater Court one is about that big. Ogre's about that big. Bone Reaper's about that big. And obviously Stormcast is similar sort of size. Cities of Sigmar is about a similar sort of size to this. So this is absolutely massive, ridiculous even. Where's that? That's from that. That's cool. So we're going to get them out now. We'll start with things like the tokens. So as you can see, obviously these tokens will relate to things we've got in Battletome. But obviously we've got the standard stuff. I'll just let you know. So you've got command points, Mystic Shield, and then you've got some of the unique spells from Slaves to Darkness and also their abilities as such. They're nice little tokens. Not essential. You don't need these for your games, but for me, when I occasionally go to tournaments, it is very handy just to make sure that you know what has got what and your opponent can see what's got what. And you might think that that's tactical disadvantage to you. Basically just showing your opponent what everything's got, and they, so they don't forget. But I think it's nicer if you don't try and trick your opponent to forgetting things all the time. But also for me, I will personally forget. If I have casted loads of abilities in a hero phase, something like that, throughout the turn, I will probably forget some of them. Especially with an army that I haven't played much with, which obviously the new Slaves of Darkness is brand new, isn't it? So I haven't played an incredible amount of that. Only played one game today. So yeah, I would definitely recommend just get the tokens and stuff, which is, like I say, really, really, really is useful. And then just to go over some of these Warscroll cards, we all know what Warscroll cards look like, but essentially there are a lot here that are double and triple sided. Like the Knights double sided here, which is great. The biggest thing, what I think about the Knights, which is really cool, is their Cursed Lance, which used to be a glaive, I think Chaos War glaive might have been called. It's now 2-inch range. That is massive. Means that now I can maybe take units of 10. I took a unit of 10 of them today, and they absolutely devastated my opponent. Essentially what we played today in the store was my Slaves of Darkness that all had the Slanesh keyword, and against a Khorne Slaves of Darkness army that obviously all had the Khorne keyword. So it was very thematic and stuff and really cool. And I was lucky enough just to get the 10 Chaos Knights to be able to charge a massive front line of the enemy into multiple units, and they did insane damage because the Chaos Knights, I made them move including the charge minimum 20. So that absolutely huge. But because I took they moved 10. I took the Slanesh keyword, so that means they can run and charge. They ran, lucky to roll a 6, so that's 16. Obviously +1 from the horn, so that's 17 movement. And then charging, obviously a 2 because it's 2 dice minimum. +1 from the horn, so that's a minimum of 3, so that's 20. And then obviously it can go all the way up to, what's that, 29 I think. So yeah, Chaos Knights can be really fast now. Don't fly from what I can see. You can do things like teleport them and stuff, obviously, but yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, I won't go through all the Warscrolls and stuff because obviously that'll be here all day. And I can do that at a later date when we go more in depth. But something I like about this Warscroll pack, and this might be something that's been for the last couple of Battletomes, pardon me, that I just haven't noticed. But with my freshly core ones, when I bought this pack, it came with all the Warscrolls, and then these tokens. The tokens were like sync wrapped to the back. There wasn't space in here for the tokens as well. So what that meant is I had to carry this and carry the tokens separately. I know a lot of people just cut the tokens out and put them into a box. It's quite nice, it all fits in here, makes it handy for gaming, especially if this is a big ball already. Okay, so finally we're now going to have a look at the limited edition Slaves of Darkness, which is very nice. If you guys wondering what limited edition is all about, if you should get it or not, I talked about this briefly in the last video. And essentially, limited edition is absolutely not worth it if you just want money value, which is absolutely understandable. You're not going to get double your worth of product here, but if you really do love the army, you've been waiting a long time for it to come out, like I have and other people I know, and it means a very special thing to you, the army, then it's worth it, because you get a lot. I know you can't feel it, but you get a lovely feel here. You get the shiny gold pages, and then you get the little bookmark, and that's all you get for this. £25, double the price, but so not, you know, I say money worth it, but it is very nice. So firstly we open up, so my one is, there's only 850 of these, and my one is 418. Okay, and then going on to what we've got here, this is the best thing in the whole book. Just says Sigma is a false god. What a great word to start the book. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 5 words, Sigma is a false god. You've sold me already, you know, you sold me down the road already. So obviously I'm not going to go through all the lore here, it's going to take ages, but we've got a lovely shot of Archaon here with some of the new models, and Warcry, I was trying to think of the word, Warcry figurines here, and obviously the contents page and stuff. And yeah, so we've got, you know, obviously all the lore here, showing you about the Horde Chaos, and it doesn't tell you specifically, you know, oh, this is what the Sinesh ones are, and this is what the Nurgle ones are, and this is what Khorne is, and this is what Zeech is. You know, like, obviously as we've seen the dedicated Battletome to the gods, what we see here instead is just talking about a broader aspect of chaos, what people actually had to go through in the realm, you know, the Age of Chaos. Because we talk about, you know, the Age of Myth a little bit, and like the Age of Chaos, and then it just goes to the Age of Sigma, doesn't it? But the Age of Chaos was such a like, if you're just a normal citizen in the mortal realms, such a horrendous time. You know, mass genocide was common. You know, there would be things like the Blood Reavers would be how they're recruiting the Khorne Bloodbound army, Blades of Khorne, would be a case of something along the lines of right, we're going to kill you or you join us. To join us, cut out your mate's heart and eat it. That's literally the recruitment process. So it just shows you how much, basically a tough time these people went through. And when people go like, oh, well, all chaos worshippers are all evil, aren't they? Just like, you know, born evil and all that sort of. Not necessarily. There's a great short book called Gore Chosen, which came out a few years back, but it just tells you like the story of like these Khorne Bloodbound heroes, and you know how they sort of see reflections of themselves and what they were before and what they did to get to where they are now, and how they used to be good and just and try to fight chaos, but ultimately ended up having to join it to survive. And even if you don't just do it for yourself, you try and, you know, join chaos and hope to try and make your family be able to survive. You know, so it's all interesting. You get all the different tribes in here, and some lovely artwork. You know, by I'll just hold this page down for a moment, because like, how cool these chaos warriors. How much have I ever chosen, you know, aspect do we have here? Yeah, really nice. And I like it how this book is called Slaves of Darkness. It's not called Ever Chosen Slaves of Darkness with like a divide. Very much all under the same army, unlike some of the other Battletomes we've seen. So yeah, absolutely awesome. So I'll just read what this says here. Beneath the torches, skies and banners and marked with symbols of fell gods, the Slaves of Darkness seek nothing less than to conquer all creation. Countless mortal tribes and civilizations have pledged themselves to chaos, and at their head rides Archaon the Ever-Chosen, favoured of all the gods, and his dreaded knights, the Varangard. As obviously you can see here, and Archaon there. Very, very nice. Killing some witch elves, which I think the majority of us can be happy to see. But yeah, that's awesome. And then we've got some Untamed Beasts here. We've got Iron Golems. All very cool how they're all incorporated here. We can see this is brand new artwork. It's not just one of the ones they copy and pasted from the old Warriors of Chaos book. which I'm afraid they do with quite a lot of the other artwork, but it's nice artwork nonetheless. If I could have this in a poster, absolutely brilliant. Really, really cool. But yeah, like I was saying, so with the lore, it sort of shows, you know, like everyone goes through. I mean, like, look at this guy, like basically the path to glory. So we have So this chap here, as we can see here, this chosen, this Khorne Lord, he started up as basically a tribesman, let's say, or someone who was forced to join the Chaos ranks, like I just mentioned, and he has worked and dedicated and servitude to Archaon and the four gods of Chaos, and eventually he has ascended through the ranks and became a chosen and became a Chaos Lord, and then essentially, you know, the sky's the limit with this guy. He will one day become a demon prince if all goes well. Where my hand is though, here, is what he could have been. This is if he made one little mistake, he could have ended up as a Chaos Spawn, a mindless creature of chaos made and manifest, with a nothing or will left in him but to serve the Chaos Gods. And don't get me wrong, he's fully still in there, somewhere in the mind, being tortured and thinking about everything he could have became if he didn't make that mistake. So this is the path to glory, and this is hugely what the Slaves of Darkness are centered around. A little bit in the rules, but not too much. But lore-wise, it's all about like lowly beginnings coming to, you know, massive highs. You know, Archaon was once a priest of Sigma, you know, for crying out loud, and look what he became. So really, the sky is the limit with their potential, but also hell is the bottom of where they could fall. So yeah, really cool there. We have some maps. I love the maps. Tells you what things were conquered and all that sort of thing. Lovely. Does tell you about the gods, but the nice thing in here is that they so this is basically just telling you, you know, this is Khorne, this is Each, this is Nurgle, this is Sinesh. But if we go a little bit further, like that's how we normally perceive these gods, which is cool. But how we go a little bit further is talking about how some of the Slaves of Darkness tribes perceive them, is the different aspects of them. This is a little bit like how Norska saw some of the Chaos Gods, like if I remember correctly, like Khorne was the Hound, Zeech was the Eagle, Nurgle was the Crow, and Sinesh was the Serpent of the Sea. Can't remember the full names, that's roughly how it was. So yeah, that is what I do like about this. And so it's basically, I've read a few of these, and it just talks about how, you know, for example, you know, Khorne. Some of the tribesmen that worship Khorne, they don't know who Khorne looks like and all that sort of things. Oh yeah, he's the guy on the skull throne and all that stuff, the blood god. It's very much just like they perceive him maybe as like this giant beast, or, you know, there's just rage inside them, or, you know, a volcano, or something. You know, they don't see Khorne as the Blades of Khorne do, you know, the Bloodbound. You know, they're a bit more, you know, you could say they're more ignorant to what he is, but they perceive him differently. It doesn't matter, all the worship still goes to him, but it's all like more tribalistic. Don't think that's a word, but that's what I really like about it. It's taking it from a different perspective. So yeah, sorry, Age Sinesh said, can you equip the warriors with halberds or double hand weapons? And then Itcher said, yes, you can. The Warscroll updated on the website. Yeah, you can, mate. Sorry, mate. I thought Age Sinesh was talking about, does the start collecting box come with ways to equip them with the halberds and the great weapons, and it doesn't. So yeah, you just have to buy them on the website, or make your own, or just buy the old Chaos Warriors kits and buy the upgrade sprue from Games Workshop. So and then it tells about the story here. Talks about the Soul Wars, obviously a lot of us know about that. You know, the Rise of the Nighthorn and so on. So Major Tosha army structure. We'll go into this in further detail in later videos, but it's just a quick one. More lore. Awesome artwork here of Archaon the Ever-Chosen, Grand Master of the Apocalypse, the Three-Eyed King, loads of other names, and all of his Vanguard. Now I do actually have this artwork from GW, from Warhammer World, in a small poster, and I'm yet to find a specific frame that fits it, which is very annoying because it just stayed under my bed for the last 3 years, but it is an awesome artwork piece. And then it just tells us about Archaon the Ever-Chosen, and then Dorgraf the Steed of the Apocalypse, because that was, believe it or not, a horse at a point in its life, and no, it didn't, you know, you go, right, you destroy the world, we'll take your horse away, here's something brand new. You know, your horse is going to live on a farm for the rest of its days. This is the horse, which is a pretty good mutation if you ask me. And then we talk about the Vanguard here. I haven't read all this bit of the Vanguard. Like I said, I've only got this today in the afternoon, so a few hours back, and I've had a game with it already, so it's sort of been a bit rush. Just came back, ate something, and wanted to show you guys. Like I said, I haven't read everything, but there's a lovely long bit here of lore, just the Vanguard, which is cool, which I do look forward to reading, and the Vanguard are absolutely awesome. Model-wise, they're just too well detailed, as we'll see when we get onto the pictures. So yeah, more lore. Telling us, you know, obviously about individual characters and, you know, units within the army, you know, magic and stuff used within it. I do look forward to reading all this. It does look very interesting. So, you know, Chaos Warriors, Chosen, Chaos Knights, you know, Chariots Chaos. This, I think, is a great picture from a Imaginary Warriors Chaos book of the Gore Chosen Chariot. I absolutely love that. I think that's great. I've got 2 of these to build as well, so all fun. Warriors of the Blasted Waste. So here we talk about Marauders, Marauder Horsemen, which are very good, I believe. War Shrines, Furies. I think Furies are great. And Raptroxies. That's not how you pronounce it, but you know, basically the beast from Warcry. And then we've got Demonics and the Monstrous. So it's nice how it is divided a little bit, just to give it a bit of structure to how it does review all the units. We've got Be'lakor, obviously, the named Demon Prince, who was the first ever chosen, I do believe, which is cool. And then we are moving on to things just like, you know, normal Demon Princes, Soul Grinders, Slaughter Brutes, Ruthless Vortex Beast, Chaos ones. So we have got a few interesting ones in there. Like, I wouldn't necessarily think Soul Grinders would be in here. Now it's nice that we got Slaughter Brutes and Ruthless Vortex Beast in there, because it just feels right, you know, in all honesty. And then we've got Distance of the 8 points. So this is, you know, your war bands from Ever Chosen, or war bands of the 8 points, it says. And then we've got some of the new creatures and monsters. So we've got the Ongroid Mirmundans, which is not pronounced right. We got the Mind Stealer Sphinxes and the Four-Mold Crushers. So some nice, cool things to see. They haven't been released yet, but we've got their rules in here, which is nice. So nice picture there of like the new stuff with the old. Got some nice some chariots there. Some old Chaos Warriors there making a return. The Shrine, which has got good in the now, and then obviously the lovely new one. That is a great model. Some war bands and stuff. So yeah, like I say, here is the new Chaos Lord on Karkadrak. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Chaos Knights. Chaos Warriors here, and some interesting ones painted in different schemes. So, you know, if you want to do Mark Korn, Zeech, Nurgle, Mark Sinesh, gives you some ideas how you do it, or just some more undivided ones here, which I do like. They put a big emphasis on undivided. I won't be running them as undivided to start with anyway. I may change my mind, but to start, because it's not for me. I've built and converted and painted all of mine like Sinesh, so pretty much all the time it will be Sinesh more likely, even if it might not be the best one. It's just for me thematically that's what I want to do. So like when the Heat Knights Sinesh came out, I was so excited, and then they were too powerful, so I don't like them, and I've sold off my Greater Demons because they were not fun. Played it once and really didn't like it. Anyway, back to this. So the Vanguard, like I said, awesome models, awesome models, but just far too detailed to paint about 12 or 24 of them. I've painted 4 in my life. I've got 2 still to make and build. But I've used them all as like Chaos Lords and stuff, so they're not really unified in a unit, but maybe one day I will do. We'll see. Cool. And then obviously we got, you know, the Spire Tyrants, which are brand new. They haven't shown off the fire ones yet, so they're a little bit further off from being announced, which does seem to be the case. We have got that though, the Four-Moid Crusher, so the Cyclops type creature. It's cool. We see it with its eye patch or without its eye patch. I don't know if you guys have seen it without its eye patch, so that's a bit of a closer one for you. And then we've got the Mind Stealer Sphinxa. Was it? Sphinx? Okay, I'm just going to call it a Sphinx because they just can't copyright that name, can they? Which is cool. I think unless you have 2 of them, if you only got 1, I would give it that head. It's just a lot more interesting than that one. And it's just sort of like that. I saw a meme where it's like, that was people's faces before the STD release Slaves to Darkness announcement, and then that was people's faces after. So yeah, it's made a. I was so happy when these released, announced, whatever the word is. Blood and Glory. I was there sitting in the preview, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Can't describe how amazing it was. And then it just tells you like, well, there's some army structure. This is why there are some things in the army. Basically, this is what someone's made up an army list and is justified why they put that in, why they put in, why they put in, why they put in. Also, it's along the lines of them maybe going, they want you to buy that, they want you to buy this, they want you to buy that. So take it a pinch of salt, but it gives you an army idea. And then we've got all the painting guides you need, for our chaos stuff. All we say for our chaos, I'm so glad I've already built and painted one because I hate to do that again. Don't get me wrong, really, really good, great model, but it was the first massive model I built and painted and spent too long on it. And I followed the Games Workshop video, which took absolutely ages, but it is a lovely model nonetheless. And then saying like, if you want to play it with my Zeech, some ideas, Nurgle, some ideas, Korn, some ideas, Sinesh, some ideas. And then we got the Army of Darkness. So this is where we go into the rules. Now, I could spend ages talking about this, so I'm not going to. What I'm going to say, has anyone watching this video got any questions they want to ask me about the rules? And I can tell you now while I'm here live, because I'm not going to read them all out. I will do it at a later stage, but I'm not doing it all now because we're going to be here all night and it's already 20 something past 10. So have you guys got any questions about the rules before I quickly skim through them? Let me know in the chat. If you haven't, that's fine. Right, so we've got things like, basically, most things in the Slaves to Darkness army can pick a keyword. If they pick a keyword, depending on what it is, so that is either Khorne, Zeech, Nurgle, Sinesh, or Undivided, that allows them to have certain ability, gain certain bonuses for auras from heroes. Essentially, they're within 12 inches of a Slaves to Darkness hero, or 80 inches of a Slaves to Darkness general, I believe. So, as an example, the Sinesh one, which is the one I took. So, if a unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a melee weapon by a friendly Slaves to Darkness Sinesh unit wholly within 12 inches of this model is 6, that attack scores 2 hits on the target instead of 1. Make a wound roll, save roll for each hit. In addition, if this model is the general, you can re-roll run and charge rolls for friendly Slaves to Darkness units wholly within 12 inches of this model. So essentially it gives you the bonuses. So basically for this, as far as I'm aware, the hero who's giving off this aura effect would have to be Sinesh, and then if he's the general, he also gives the extra bit. And then we've got ones Khorne, Undivided, all the rest. So this is cool. Readers play on the marks. So don't worry if you really like Slaves to Darkness, but you still like to be God themed and God Pacific, and you think, oh, is it just Undivided? It's not, but you can use that as an option, which is cool. And then we've got the Eye of the Gods table, which I'm not going to go all through, but essentially when your guys believe in slay heroes and monsters, your heroes slay a hero or monster, they have the chance to worst outcome, they roll 2 dice. They roll a 2, they become a spawn. They roll 11 or 12, they become a demon prince. And then anything else in between, they gain certain abilities. Unless if you get a 7, which is unfortunate because it's the middle number, it's the average you're going to get, you have no reward, which is a shame. I think, get a command point or something. I think that'd be cool, but it's what they decided to do. So, and then we've got the law, which is cool. I'm not going to go on to now. To name a few of them. So we've got this one, Binding Damnation, which essentially allows you to pick an enemy unit and then it fights last of the combat phase until your next hero phase, which is massive. Especially if your enemy gets a double turn, then it's attacking last at the end, isn't it? For 2 turns. Okay, and then we've got to name another one. We've got basically one that allows you to teleport a unit 9 inches away from the enemy, which is cool. And then we've got some other good ones. There are some really good spells here, but I do want to go more into them in more in-depth videos. So just thinking of some of the questions. So Craig saying, what's my list? So the list I took, essentially, Craig, I've been working very slowly on my Slaves to Darkness over the last year or 2. So it's what I had built / kind of fully painted. And so that it wasn't the most competitive. But what I had was 2 units of 5 Chaos Warriors, a unit of 10 Chaos Knights to be the big heavy hitters, a Demon Prince, a Chaos Sorcerer Lord on foot, a Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount, and Archaon, the Ever Chosen Grand Marshal of the Apocalypse. Because I've had him for ages. He's been, if I'm honest, I've taken him to a few games in the past, a few years back. Absolutely crap. Not going to justify him. Only if he took me as each army, or a Khorne army, or a Nurgle army maybe, could he do something, but not worth his points. So I needed to take him again, and I took him today, and he did really well. Now, I'm not saying he's always going to do well, but he's a lot better than he was. However, he is now 800 points. Archaon now costs 800 points. Is it worth 800 points? Can't confirm or deny that just yet, because I haven't had enough practice, but I probably need a little bit more convincing. However, now he does add a lot more to your army than he did before. Cool. And then we're on to essentially the different, I don't know, they are. I'm going to call them legions, but we're going to find the correct word out here at the start because I want to get it right. Yeah, the damn legions. So we have the Ravengers, which are basically about mass numbers in your army. Doesn't mean that you have to take them as a horde, but that's what they more aim towards. And then also you can pick 5 different command traits for heroes in your army. So essentially you can have a command trait for each of those 5 heroes, not 5 for each of them, but 1 for each if they're not a demon prince, or if your general's not a demon prince, along those lines. So yeah, that's what these guys are about. Cannibalistics are all about wizardry and all that sort of thing. So if you take a lot of wizards, you're like these guys. There's the spoilers. Now this is what I took. And this is big on monsters and demon princes and stuff. And this is why I really liked it, because it made my demon prince have a 5-up wound and mortal wound, which is negated. So if he takes a wound or mortal wound, roll dice on a 5-up, that wound or mortal wound is negated. My demon prince has got a chaos rune shield, so I was very big to make sure he had that. And then you've got ways to heal your demon princes and your monsters. I had Archaon and a demon prince. Ways to heal them even better, because I'll be chucking them in there. And then you obviously got command traits, artifacts. The command trait I took was, where was it? Just adds 2 to the general's win characteristic, because a demon prince now, Slaves to Darkness demon princes for Slaanesh, Slaves to Darkness demon princes with a Slaanesh keyword, better way of saying it, have always been very hard to kill because they always attack you in combat before you attack them. Now all demon princes do that, not just the Mark Slaanesh, all of them do. So they're already hard to kill, especially I was going against Slaves to Darkness, so didn't have any way to snipe me. So giving my demon prince an extra 2 wounds, the way from there to heal and the way from there to save wins more wounds, but death save basically, was I just thought a nice quick thing, and that is something I wasn't going to forget. There's already too many new rules here for me to try and remember. I probably would forget about that. But another good one here I noticed was Paragon of Ruin. So after setup is complete, but before the first battle round begins, D3 friendly destroyer units can move up to 5 inches. If you're playing Slaanesh, keywords, your guys are moving really fast anyway. And you can remember, when I say you're playing Slaanesh or whatever you're going to play, it's marks for your units can be marked with different keywords. So if you want to take a mixed, you can do. Now for me, for painting and stuff, obviously if you painted your guys Khorne but you want to use them as Nurgle, that's fine. No one's going to stop you out there. If there is, if someone does want to stop you doing that, they're not worth playing against. In my honest opinion. But for my personal army, because it is very much themed Slaanesh, that's how I'm going to run it. But it could be interesting for some people who want to have a variety in their painting, paint some Nurgle stuff, paint some Khorne stuff, paint some Zeech stuff, some play Slaanesh stuff, and paint some Undivided stuff. You know, it gives you a lot of variety. And then the artifact I went for was Diabolic Mantle. So at the start of the first battle round, so before anyone's done anything, if the bear is in the battlefield, you receive D3 command points. I did that, so I wouldn't forget. Just roll the D3, got 3 extra command points, boom, done. Lovely. Which is really cool. Okay, and then we got the Host of Everchosen, which is basically, if you want Archaon to be the boss man, you take this. Essentially, it's for Archaon and his Vanguard. Now, like I said, I don't have units of Vanguard, so I didn't take this. But if you want to go down the really elite, cool, aesthetic path, choose this. Is it the best one out there? Not too sure. But this is also the one that has the thing that sort of a lot of us have heard of, where you can roll a dice. You know, there's basically a command ability for Archaon. You roll the dice on a 1 to 3, that means that the enemy's going to win the next priority. On a 4 to 6, that means you're going to win the priority. And you reveal it to your enemy later. So you can, you can plan ahead. You can try and trick your opponent by making them think that you've got the next turn, even though you haven't. So they go defensively. Then you reveal they've got the next turn. They're like, oh crap. Oh, they played it too safe. So yeah, and then we've got Path to Glory stuff. We've got some battle plans, very nice. And then we got the Path to Glory. And then we got some battalions. Just going to read some stuff in the chat. So Eric says, I'm so hyped for this. Yeah, mate, Slaves of Darkness. They're not as powerful as Sinesh, Healer and Sinesh right now, or maybe the Bone Splitters, but I reckon they give them a good run for their money. Slaves of Darkness, I think we can all agree into recently, are just absolutely diabolically crap. I try and play them, but you can only lose so many games. You just get fed up with them. So it's really nice to see now that they're not just okay. I reckon with enough practice, you could get very good at this army. Do I think it's the most easiest army to play? No, I think it takes, like I say, some practice, some experience. You're going to get things wrong. There's a lot of experimenting you can do with this army. It's not just, at the moment, in my mind, it's not just, oh, take this list and that's what does everything. There's a lot you could do with. Some lists are going to be better than others, obviously, but there's a lot to play with. And adds a lot of variety of a lot of people. If you want a fast army, you got it, Sinesh. If you want a combat-heavy army, you've got it with Khorne and Nurgle. You want a magic-heavy army, teach as you want. You want an army that just will never run away in battle shock, you've got Undivided. So yeah, really, really hyped to it as well, mate. Can't wait to get more games in, and can't wait to read this properly and actually start theorising on it. So Craig says Archaon and 9 Vanguard will be the best. It will be, mate. It will be. Just if I had the time and the ambition to paint that many Vanguard, like I said, I've already painted 4, but they're all different colours, so it'll be very annoying. Yeah, do it. It'll be awesome. I reckon there will be some people who will do that just because the aesthetic will just look too cool. Cool. And then the Nurgle battalion is broken. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. I haven't looked at it yet, mate, but I've heard some good things about Nurgle, so yeah, we'll have a look at that. And then Chef is saying that take multiple firm lines to explode terrain. Yeah, that would be quite funny. Right, so we've got a massive battalion here. I'm not going to read that because I play 2,000 point games, not city point games. Right, so we have got Chandrarian, Godswans, Warbands, Runebringer. So these are basically your undivided ones, or you don't have to be undivided, but they're more not God specific. So that's those. Like I said, we'll go into this more properly. Alright, I'm not going to read all these. I'm just going to read the Nurgle one because Craig has said it is broken, so I want to see what it is. So basically, we need one Water Safe Darkness.